to recycle it. Crush.
Crush. Crush. C-R-U-S-H. Crush.
Michael, your word is blanket. Put down a blanket for our class picnic. Blanket.
Blanket. B-L-A-N-K-E-T. Blanket.
Julia, your word is poster. Trey, your word is weekday. We mark every weekday on our classroom calendar. Weekday.
Weekday. W-E-E-K-D-A-Y. Weekday.
It's okay, she's fine. She's not. I can see better.
My name is Michael Atkinson. I'm from the sports class.
Michael, the word is cabin. Our cabin in the mountains is very far away. Cabin.
Cabin. C-A-B-I-N. Cabin. Hi, my name is Jacob Janie, and I'm from Mrs. Board's class.
Jacob, the word is diary. My sister likes to write in her diary every night. Diary.
Diary. D-I-A-R-Y. Diary. Hi, my name is Jennifer Bush, and I'm from Miss Sherman's class. Hi, I'm Gina Manzella from Mrs. Bush's.
Gina, the word is bookcase. The bookcase has has over 5 shelves of chapter books. Bookcase
Bookcase. B-O-O-K.
is bubble. The bubble was so large it popped. Bubble.
Bubble. B-U-B-B-L-E.
Thank you, Michael. Jacob, your word is queen. The queen was upset when her crown lost its jewel. Queen.
Queen. Q-U-E-E-N. Queen.
Thank you, Jacob. Multiply. I've learned to multiply 9 times 9 with my new flashcards. Multiply.
Multiply. M-U-L-T-I-P-L-Y. Multiply.
Thank you, Michael. Jacob, the word is victory. The star player guaranteed a victory in tonight's game. Victory.
Victory. V-I-C-T-O-R-Y. Victory.
Thank you, Jacob. Derek, the word is literature. We read Wilson. The skeleton costume was very scary. Skeleton.
Skeleton. S-K-E-L-E-T-O-N. Skeleton.
Thank you, Michael. Jacob, the word is critic. The critic gave the movie a bad review in the paper. Critic.
Critic. C-R-I-T-I-C. Critic.
Thank you, Jacob. Evan, the word is portable. My older brother asked for a portable DVD player for his birthday. Portable. Thank you all. Gina, the word is correction. Mr. Mason did not have to make a correction to my paper. Okay, Michael. The word is decorations. We bought all of the decorations for my party at Target. Decorations.
Decorations. D-E-C-O-R-A-T-I-O-N-S. Decorations.
Thank you, Michael. Julia, the word is forfeit. We had to forfeit our baseball game because of rain. Forfeit.
Forfeit. F-O-R-F-I-T. Forfeit.
Nice effort, Julia. That's a tough word. Matisse, the word is porcelain. The porcelain doll face was cracked, but the dress was in good shape. Porcelain.
Porcelain. P-O-R-S-E-L-E-N. Porcelain.
Nice effort, Matisse. Thank you. Evan, the word is quilt. Each square of our quilt was made by a person in my sewing class. Quilt.
Quilt. Q-U-I-L-T. Quilt.
Thank you, Evan. word is primary. First grade is one of the primary classes. Primary.
Primary, P-R-I-M-A-R-Y, primary.
Thank you. Gianna, the word is electricity. Static electricity is what causes your hair to stick to a balloon. Electricity.
Electricity, E-L-E-C-T-R-I-C-I-T-Y, electricity.
Thank you, Gianna. Michael, the word is audience. The audience was quiet during the piano performance. Audience.
Audience, A-U-D-I-A-N-C-E, audience.
Good effort. Thank you, Michael. Jacob, the word is physical. We take physical education class with Miss K. Physical.
Physical, P-H-Y-S-I-C-A-L, physical.
Thank you, Jacob. Owen, the word is bacteria. The bacteria was killed by washing your hands with hot water. Bacteria. Thank you, Owen. Gina, the word is bouquet. The bride carried a big bouquet of red roses down the aisle. Bouquet.
Bouquet, B-O-Q-U-E-T, bouquet.
Nice try. Very good. Michael, the word is certificate. I gave each person a certificate for participating in Safety Town. Certificate.
Certificate, C-E-R-T-I-F-I-C-A-T-E, certificate.
Thank you, Michael. Alan, the word is beginning. The beginning of the story told the characters and the setting. Beginning.
Beginning, B-E-G-I-N-I-N-G.
Thank you. Nice effort, Evan. Ava, the word is accommodation. One accommodation teachers allow is printing instead of cursing. Accommodation.
Accommodation, A-C-O-M-O-D-A-T-I-O, accommodation.
Nice effort, Ava. Gianna, the word is geranium. The geranium was a red flower that my mom plants every year. Geranium.
Geranium, D-E-R-A-N-I-E-M, geranium.
Nice effort, Gianna. Jacob, the word is contagious. Pink eye was very contagious, so I stayed home from school. Contagious.
Contagious. Contagious. Contagious.
Thank you, Jacob. Owen, the word is definition. Use the dictionary to copy down the definition of each word. Definition. Nice effort, Owen. It was tough. You were close. Okay, we're down to 2, so the rules change. It's Michael and Jacob. And if one of you misses a word, the next person must spell it and spell the new word. Otherwise, everybody goes on. Is that correct, Mrs. Richards? Oh. Okay, Michael, the word is knives. The chef sharpened his set of old knives to chop the carrots. Knives.
Knives. Knives. Knives.
Thank you. Jacob, the word is tournament. We have the checkers tournament at the end of the day. Tournament.
Tournament. Tournament. Tournament.
Thank you. Michael, the word is alphabetical. Sitting the students in alphabetical order helped organize the class. Alphabetical.
Alphabetical. Alphabetical. Alphabetical.
Thank you. Jacob, the word is fashionable. Capri pants are very fashionable this year. Fashionable.
Fashionable. Fashionable. Fashionable.
Thank you, Jacob. Michael, the word is civilization. In their civilization, it is not very common to have running water. Civilization.
Civilization.
That is incorrect. Jacob, you must also spell civilization.
Civilization. Civilization.
That is correct, Jacob, but now you must spell your own word correctly. Your word is elementary. The elementary school had grades 1st through 6th. Elementary.
Elementary. Elementary.
Right.
He was doing great. Did you get well? Then he tried to go back. This year he gets there. I think
That was hard to watch.
Pardon me?
It was hard to watch.
It was crazy.
I was thinking. I have no idea.
Grab my still camera. It's right on the floor. My still camera.
Poke your head between the girls. Move over and poke your head between those two girls. There you go. All right.
At 30 millimeters. Taking note that you have to count the original seed feature when counting instances. We'll go to the curve-driven pattern. A curve-driven pattern can follow any type of curve on a surface or an edge a user-defined curve, or a user-defined sketch. For this pattern, we'll open up the curve pattern part file, and we'll take the hex cut and have it follow the curve sketch. The curve sketch follows the outside edges of our model. To get the curve pattern, we're going to Insert, Pattern Mirror, Curve Driven Pattern. SOLIDWORKS will allow you to select any 2D or 3D curve to do a curve driven pattern. For this instance, we're doing a 2D curve driven by a sketch. The features we want to pattern are going to be the hex cut. As I go to more of a planar view, you see that we have options on how that pattern follows that curve. We can do equal spacing, number of instances, have the pattern seed follow or transform the curve, offset from the curve a specific distance, maintain tangency to the curve, and also align to the seed feature. In this instance, we're going to go transform from the curve and align to the seed feature. We'll do an offset to the curve and align to the seed feature. This can go in multiple directions, and then we'll complete the command. The next type of pattern we'll generate is a table-driven pattern. A table-driven pattern can be generated using XY locations. For this table-driven pattern, we're going to once again go to Insert, Pattern Mirror, Table-Driven Pattern. This will open up a dialog box to show us how we want this pattern to read. Now, the benefit of this pattern is that this can be read from any comma-separated value sheet or a text tab-delimited sheet. So if you already have a text file with this spacing or an Excel spreadsheet with this spacing, those will be available to use. For this one, we're going to generate a coordinate system so we know exactly where this thing should start. To generate a coordinate system in SOLIDWORKS, we're simply going to create that reference geometry. To create the coordinate system, we're going to go to Insert, Reference Geometry, Coordinate System. What this will allow the user to do is select a specific point for the XY pattern to develop. SOLIDWORKS by default has X and Y as the front plane. In this instance, we have this plate lying flat. We need our X and Y normal to the face that we're going to pattern against. I'm simply going to select the point that I want the coordinate system to start, and then I've got the option to select the Y direction. I can reverse the Y direction so that my pattern now will follow a new XY pattern or location. The user-defined coordinate system is also helpful for exporting. If you want to export to a CAM system, in CAD, Z is pointing into the screen. On CAM, Z points down and Y points into the screen. So let's go back to our table-driven pattern. Insert, Pattern Mirror, Table-Driven Pattern, and we're going to select our coordinate system that we just generated. Inside the dialog box, we can pick, once again, features to copy. I'm going to select our 1/4 inch hole. And then we can start to place our XY locations. As we selected the hole, our 0 point is already defined for us. So as we start to move this along, we're simply going to add values in the X direction and Y direction to locate our holes. So if we want to go 50, I'm going to simply double click to activate that. And then 45 to keep it in the same Y direction. Remember, you need to double click to activate those. You can also tab to go to the next cell. On the next one, we'll go 50, and I'm going to go 75 in the Y direction. You'll once again see the preview on there. So if the files are too close, as I have here, we can always update this. So if I want to go 75 in the X direction, I'll maintain my 45 in the Y direction, and the same thing here. Let's go 50 to keep it even, and just accept that. So a table-driven pattern can be used whenever the user knows the XY locations of the holes. This can be done with a single feature or several features. Using the Very Sketch, I'm going to open the Very Sketch part file on here. And the first thing I'm going to do on the Very Sketch is just kind of go into the sketch to show some relationships that have already been developed in here. Now these relationships are not needed to use the Very Sketch. This example is just used to show how relationships control geometry. In this sketch, we've got several relationships. I'm going to turn on the relationships and just show how we've got some construction lines in here, and the sketch relationships have made the arcs of our slot tangent to those lines. What the Very Sketch does is I start to change this. Let's say I go to 3 inches. You'll see that the sketch grows and widens based on those angles of the construction geometry. So if I change this to 4, you'll see that start to update. Let's return to the original dimension on there and show you how the Very Sketch works. Basically, the Very Sketch will pattern based on the sketch changes that I've done right there. Keep in mind, you do not need to set up that type of a layout in order for this to work. To create a Very Sketch, we're simply going to use the linear pattern. We'll select the dimension that we want to drive it. And then we'll also select the feature that's going to be patterned. So instead of picking an edge on this, with the Very Sketch, you're actually picking a dimensional value. In this case, we're going to pick the 2-inch offset that controls the size of the slot. As we scroll down the dialog box, let's set the spacing on here to 2 inches, or I'm sorry, 0.75 inches. And let's go 7 total instances. So our spacing is 0.75 and our total instances are 7. You'll see that we'll do a normal linear pattern. As you scroll to the bottom of the dialog box, we're going to turn on the option which is called Very Sketch. As we select Very Sketch, we'll say OK, and then you'll see that that slot starts to grow similar to how the sketch grew as we changed that 2-inch value. So the 2-inch value is actually what's changing this. Keep in mind, you do not need that type of sketch to do the Very Sketch. You just need a value that holds its position, and that position will grow based on the size of the sketch. Another option we have is for imported geometry. If you read in files, we do have the option not only to pattern features and bodies, but we can also pattern faces. Let's open the using faces in patterns, and you'll notice that this is an imported body from the feature manager. So this really has no parametrics to it whatsoever. It's just what they call a dumb solid. Using our same circular pattern, and remember, to create a circular pattern, we need to view the temporary axes or create a user-defined axis. Use the same linear pattern that we used before, insert pattern mirror linear pattern. Select the temporary axes, and you'll see another dialog box as we scroll down. Oh, I want circular pattern. Let me back that up a little bit. I kept saying linear, didn't I?
Yeah. Let's pick it up with, because you started with the patterning of faces.
Okay.
Yeah, let's pick it up there. Did you skip over pattern of a pattern?
Did they do that one? I bet you I did.
Top of the page?
Yeah, I did. Let me go back one.
Yeah. Let's pick it up there then.
SOLIDWORKS can also pattern an existing pattern. So since we did a linear pattern of our slot, let's take that and create a circular pattern so that pattern wraps around the entire plate. To do this, we're just going to go directly into our circular pattern. So insert pattern/mirror circular pattern. Once again, we're going to turn on our view temporary axes. Select that axis for what we're going to pattern around. And then select our feature. In this one, we'll pick our linear pattern and our seed feature. Our total instances on here will make 5, and you'll see the preview update as we select that option.
Let me just stop you a second. You said linear again. Did you mean circular?
Yeah, damn it.
And here it says 6 instances. You said 5.
Yeah,
Does it matter?
I don't think so, but
Okay.
I probably should do 6.
All right, let's pick it up with pattern.
Okay. In SOLIDWORKS, we can pattern an existing pattern. Let's create a circular pattern of the linear pattern that we just generated using the Very sketch. To get the circular pattern, we can say insert pattern/mirror circular pattern, or select circular pattern from the features toolbar. Remember to view your temporary axes, and we'll select our temporary axes for our pattern axis. The features we're going to select is the linear pattern and the seed feature. Let's do an equal spacing and a total instances of 6.
You did it again.
Which one?
Linear.
Yeah, but I'm picking the linear.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, my bad.
Okay, cool.
All right,
What
let's
is
just
it?
pick it up with that as far as the pattern and the feature. Because you're leading into the 6 instances at that point.
Oh, was I? Okay.
Yeah, so let's just pick it up there.
Pick it up with,
Pattern feature.
okay. Simply select the pattern feature. In this case, we're going to select the linear pattern and the seed feature. And let's do a total number of 6 instances on the circular pattern. So now the circular pattern is not only picking up the linear pattern, but also the seed feature to complete that disk. Another pattern option in SOLIDWORKS are face patterns. This is for imported geometry. If you get geometry from another CAD system, features are not available. So what SOLIDWORKS gives us are faces to feature. So aside from features and bodies to pattern, we can also pattern faces. Let's open up the part using faces in patterns and do this. You'll see inside the feature manager, we just have an imported body. So there's no real feature to pattern here except for the entire body. To do this, we're going to create a circular pattern. So we can get the circular pattern from insert pattern/mirror circular or selecting the circular pattern icon. Remember, once again, to view temporary axes, select that axis as the pattern axis. And as we scroll down the dialog box, instead of features to pattern, we're going to select faces to pattern. On this model, we can right click and select tangent faces, and then also pick whichever faces we want to follow this pattern. As we select the faces, you'll see the preview start to update. In this instance, let's do a total number of 4 patterns. And let's also grab the whole from the part file and add that to the faces list. As you see the preview, you'll see all the tab and whole faces patterned throughout the model. We'll accept the command, and you'll see that the faces and the holes have been patterned. With this command, you can do this as 2 separate features if you want them to be individual, or you can group them together like we did with the fillet. If you want to take a hole or a face out of a pattern, we can simply right-click on the circular pattern. Once again, edit the feature to bring the dialog box back. Simply click back on the face that you would like to deselect. Exit the dialog box, and then we can generate a second pattern for the holes. So if I pick a second pattern, circular pattern, select the axes, select the faces to pattern, and now this time on that small hole, let's create 8 holes. And now I've got 2 separate features on there. The last pattern we're going to show you is the fill pattern. The fill pattern will allow the user to create a seed feature and pattern within a constrained boundary. The boundary can be a face, a closed profiled sketch, whatever the user chooses. There are several ways to build the fill pattern: a staggered angle, spacing. They can also set the margin. For this instance, let's open up the perforation area pattern and start our fill pattern. In this model, we're going to once again go to Insert, Pattern Mirror, Fill Pattern, and select a closed boundary. This can be a sketch, a plane, a curve, or a coplanar face. For this instance, we're going to pick our closed face. We'll select a direction, which is going to be one of the edges. We'll select the feature that we want to pattern, which is going to be the small hole at the top. As we select the feature, you'll see the pattern start to generate. As we start to change that offset, you'll see the pattern start to fill. Now we can control margins. So we can come a certain distance from the edges. That can be set at 0. We can also control the angle. So the angle of the pattern can change. This can be a perforation. It can be a circular pattern, a square pattern, or a polygon pattern. As we scroll down the dialog box, we once again can do instances to skip, and then change and modify. caught up in some of them.